Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the Contradictions Book Tag. The last person I saw do this was Mel from Mel Reads, so I will leave her video in the description down below. I'm sure there's plenty of other people who have also done the tag, so I will see if I can find something that I also like that I will put in the description. But basically the whole concept is like, I love this thing but I didn't love this, it's a contradiction. So first question of the tag is, I love this genre, but I didn't love this book. So for me, I am going to say urban fantasy is that is my favorite genre. Like, fantasy is my favorite genre, but like urban fantasy is like my ultimate favorite genre, which is just weirdly unpopular. I feel like no one likes that. I guess I get you when you wanting your full-on escapism, but I don't know. I love urban fantasy, but I did not love the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. I did read the first 3 books, so I feel like that's a good shot. That's a good chance I gave it. And I just liked each of them progressively less and less, so I don't really want to continue. I feel like Harry as a character just became more and more insufferable, and I hate to say it because I really didn't think I would care because I'm a man and I have male privilege, but I don't know, I didn't like it. I just found it to be, and also just didn't really feel like the books were focusing on the things that I found interesting. I wish there had been more exploration with other stuff than what we were actually talking about in the series. And I also know that it's I think we're over 25 books in, and I don't know when it's going to end. I need to know that there's a plan for an ending for a series before I start that series. So, I say that as someone who has definitely started series that are nowhere near finished. Thinking of you, name of the wind. That's the answer to the first question. So the next question is, you don't normally love this genre, but you love this book. And for me, I'm going to say I don't really reach for classics, although there are a couple that I've read that I have absolutely loved. But the one that came to mind with this question was The Picture of Dorian Gray. This has got to be a top 10 favorite book for me personally. I'd have to really examine that, but it's one of my favorite books of all time for sure. And I can't remember if this is the first, I think this is the first classic I decided to pick up. Because I remember people in school talking about this and saying how much they loved it, and then I was like, well, let me just so I wish I had read it in school, because I wish I would have been able to reread it all these years, because it's so good and I love it, and it's a writing style that Oscar Wilde paved the way for us to get flowery, over the top writing, and I just have to thank him for that. And of course it's a queer man that gave us that. Thank you, Oscar. Okay, the next question is, you love this trope, but you didn't love this book. So for me, I love a good ensemble cast. I love multiple POVs. I say that. And I'm some of my favorite books have multiple POVs. I guess I'm kind of hit or miss with it, but this is what I thought of with this question was, I love the ensemble cast trope, but I didn't love the Gilded Wolves. Now, I do think I could reread it and change my mind, because I have done that with several books, and I love that for me. It just means that don't trust anything that I say, but it's I'm going to contradict myself all the time, which is on brand for this tag. But I just found the book to be confusing in a sense that I just didn't but again, maybe I just wasn't comprehending it. I wasn't in the right headspace for it. I would try it again. I know it's a pretty popular series, and I have read another Roshni Chokshi book that I really liked, so maybe. Okay, the next question is, you don't like this trope, but you love this book. And again, the first thing that came to mind for me was Shadow Me by Tara Mafi, and the trope being that every single man that the girl is introduced to is obsessed with her. I don't know what it is about. I think it's the flowery writing. I think that it's something about that. It just works for me. Okay, I can just really be sold on it if we're gonna just the first person narrative, the being in her head, I love X-Men also, and this is definitely the most X-Men vibe book I feel that I've read. I know that so many people hate this series, and I get it. I get why you would hate it, but I just really liked her writing style in here, and I even liked the first book, even though many people would say the first book is bad. I kind of want to reread it. I feel so silly and stupid saying that, but I kind of want to reread it. I kind of want to read the series again. I kind of want to read all 6 books and the novellas and everything, because I just had a good time. These were some memorable characters too. Okay, I remember Kenji. I love Kenji. I feel he's the comedic relief that he's just poking in on the story, being and you could he's the character. that just like is pointing out all the ridiculousness of the book. And like, if we didn't have that character, this isn't a Shadow Me review. I'm sorry. I normally wouldn't like that trope. I don't like the trope. I can think of other books that have the trope that I don't like. First one that comes to mind is Shadow and Bone. Like, I just, you know. But again, Shadow and Bone, something else I'm considering doing a reread for. But yeah, this, I did not expect to like this, and I did. Okay, the next question is, you love this author, but you didn't love this book. And for me, the only thing I could really think of was The Toll, which is the conclusion to the Scythe series, which I loved. I mean, the first two books are like 4.5 out of 5. Like the first book's like 4, the second book's like 4.5. So good, especially the cliffhanger in book 2. But this, like, I could tell you exactly how I want to rewrite this, which just makes it feel like it. And I gave this a 3 out of 5. Like, I still want to read everything else by Neil Shusterman because I do like his writing and his like concepts a lot, and I feel like he executes the concepts well, at least from this series. So I do want to read more from him. I've only read the series, so if you haven't read his books, let me know like what you think is what's like his best. I know I really want to read the Unwind series, and he has a lot. He's got a lot of books. Okay, I haven't even heard of that Accelerati trilogy. I've only heard of the Unwind series and the Everlost. I've heard of those two. Like, those two series are the ones I'm probably gonna pick up because I actually think also they have higher ratings. Again, this isn't a review for The Toll. I'm sorry. That's the book that I'm using to answer that question. Okay, the next question is, you previously disliked a book from the author, but then you liked this book. And again, the first thing that came to mind for me was I had read Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson, and I gave it like a 3 out of 5. Like, I kind of was like, all right, like, why? But then I read The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, aka the first book in the Mistborn trilogy, and yeah, I have a spoiler-filled review for this book, so I won't review this book here, but I have a whole entire spoiler-filled video for this, in which I still stand by everything I said in that video. So, yeah, and as far as the rest of this series is concerned, Okay, and the next question is, I love this cover, but I didn't love this book. And I immediately thought of The Cruel Prince, but I would also say The Gilded Wolves. Like, these two covers, I'm gonna reread these books until I love them, just so I can own these covers. Like, these are absolutely stunning. Okay, and then the last question is, you don't love this cover, but you love this book. Now, I'm gonna hold up this cover from the Daughters of Smoke and Bone trilogy, this first series, which I absolutely love the series, and I'm constantly fighting the urge to reread the series. Like, I kind of just want to reread it and annotate it, because Laini Taylor, nobody writes like Laini Taylor. Nobody. Which, like, I mean, I guess you could say that for a lot of authors, but Laini's she's just one step above the rest, I feel like. And I feel like reading this physically and annotating it is just gonna hit so good. But yeah, but this cover, I actually like this cover. The cover that I really don't like is the original US hardcover that I'm putting on the screen now. Like, that cover is so not the vibe. And like, I mean, I guess it is somewhat the vibe of the book, but like, this is more of the vibe of the book. And then the most beautiful editions are the UK hardcover. I also have this amazing box set of the series that I also kind of want to read because it has author notations in it. But anyways, this again is not a review for this book. This is my answer for the question. I love this book, but I do like this cover. I don't like this cover. So those are all my contradictions. I would love for you to answer the questions as well yourself. If you don't have to answer all of them, if you want to answer 1 or 2 of them, but I would love to know what you think. All right, well, that's going to be it for me. So I'll leave my Instagram, Goodreads, and Twitter. It will all be in the description for you to check out if you would like. Otherwise, have a great day. Bye.